was in 2017. Nothing much has changed, except that I've grown more years, almost 4 years. I've had more experience, but the number of children is the same. I'm still married to my dear wife, Mrs. Aretamwa. So for education, I said the other time that because my father was a civil servant, my primary education had to go all over the country following him when he was transferred. But by early 70s, I had been enrolled at Presbyterian Boys School, commonly called Amanfo, which is no more. I spent 2 years there, and the second year, after common entrance, I gained admission to Prempeh College, where I spent 7 years, ordinary level, A level, and indeed became the house prefect of Taxburg House. To Legon, first graduating in political science, then spent 10 years as a tax inspector. That's one of my proud moments. In between, I did my law course and became a lawyer in 1995. I have Miss here, Ahini, Cheme, a lot of them, Kofi Amuate, who is no more here. And after a few years in practice, I became a full-time politician, first serving at the office of the president, and then, as I said, became a deputy minister from 2005. By 2009, I was in opposition. I spent 8 years as member of parliament on the minority side, first representing the Brinsam constituency, and then later on Akuapem South, when the constituency was divided into two. And since 2013, I've been a member of parliament for Akuapem South. I've served on several committees, and by 2017, when MPP came back to power, I was nominated to serve as the Deputy Local Government Minister. And that was the portfolio I was holding until 6th January this year. I've been honored and privileged to be nominated again to serve in this same position. The last time I came here, I mentioned the research work, one of which is very dear to my heart. That is on subsidiary legislation. It's gone very far, but I've still not been able to publish a book yet. There are several reasons. I'm sure we'll go into it. I'm also very much attached to Gali. I'm a co-founder of Gali. And Mr. Chairman, I remember you even chaired an international conference on Gali for us. It's now up and running very well. I know some of our colleagues who read Supreme Court cases from Gali quite often every morning before they even come to Parliament. So those are the few things I can say about myself. Appointments Committee, this is my second or third term. I was on the minority side. I used to chair subsidiary legislation committee, and I've been also ranking member for government assurances. I've served on other committees which are listed here. So that is what I can say for now. Thank you so much.
Chairman, just on the CV, Honorable Obi, I noticed that as tax inspector, you were in that office for averagely about 10 years. And within that 10 years, you were in the law school and you did your privilege. How did you manage to do this? Because you were working as a full staff.
Yes, that's interesting. The first place, I was the Assistant Secretary, Senior Staff Association. So more or less, I was not transferable. I spent all my years in Accra here. And number two,
let me understand that. Because you were secretary to the senior
Staff Association.
You were not transferable. Is that a condition of service?
Well, because we were running the association, the institution felt that it was not appropriate to say that we should be taken out of Accra, and we enjoy that privilege. Along the line, when I was serving under Professor Mills, the late President, Professor Mills, who was the commissioner, we were granted permission to also pursue the law course. So I was combining until I graduated in 1995.
My difficulty was the schooling was full-time. The work was also full-time.
Yes, I was combining. If it even meant coming to work on weekends, I had a schedule. I had to make sure I worked on the schedule and looking at the timetable. And when it had to be exams and you have to go on leave, you go on leave and then write your exams. So I managed it and qualified very well. Professor Mills was my lecturer in company law, and it worked very well. I don't know the present circumstances, but during our time, we were able to do it.
He was your boss at the as a tax inspector, and
yes.
Also your lecturer in the law school.
Yes, my commissioner and my lecturer.
Mr. Chairman, I just wanted to I want to have his take on this. I mean, you and I have had a lot of private discussions about the challenges that members of parliament face with their MMDCs, and the challenge that when you are in opposition, you feel the pain and you complain a lot. When you are in government, then you forget about the worries. You don't have much complaint until you come back to position again. Then it confronts you again. Then you start complaining. And I was thinking that whether it will not be appropriate to amend the Local Government Act, because all the MMDCs does is to sign the disbursement form, so that yes, we let the member of parliament sign the disbursement form, and then the conflict is over, because you then write to the coordinating director, who will go to make sure that it's in line with the guideline. They process it, and when it comes to the disbursement form, then the MP signs it. You think that this may be too difficult, or you think there will be some challenges with this arrangement?
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't think that should be a problem. Indeed, I must commend Haji Alima Mahama, the immediate past minister. I know that for every time that any MP would approach her, that they were having difficulties with their DCs or MCs, she should be the first to ask that we call the person, or she will call herself to find out exactly what was happening, to the extent that she will insist that if the right thing is not done, and the MP goes ahead to ask a question on the floor, she will sanction the MC or DC. It's true that some chief executives have been a bit difficult. There are several complaints where they think that even they use their share of the common fund without even seeking any consent or approval. So indeed, what you're suggesting could work, but something that I should pass it on to the minister and see how we can work around it, so that we cut down this issue of chief executives not releasing on time what is due MPs for them to also carry on with their work and also pursue the projects that they are doing.
I just want to also have his take. You know, there was this attempt to amend the constitution and to elect MMDCs on partisan line. I mean, we had the challenges and it couldn't happen. I'm of the strong view that even if we cannot do on partisan line, we should be able to elect them in a non-partisan, which is much easier to do, because that will not require any referendum. It will just require Parliament and government agree to amend the constitution, and that will be clean to go. What is your take on this?
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. My good friend knows our position. Um, without going back to what has happened, the president on 1st December 2019, just before the referendum, had to ask the then minister to withdraw the bill from parliament because in his view, maybe didn't appear to have achieved a consensus on a very vital issue like a referendum for the election of MMDCs. We couldn't achieve consensus because I thought we went very far. If you read the Hansards, you see that on both sides we appear to agree that indeed MMDCs should be elected. Somewhere along the line, very close to the time, the consensus broke down. If we see what is going on now, I'm sure we should still be convinced that that's the way to go. We are far behind when it comes to this aspect. Almost every serious democratic country. There's no way that you even elect, unit committee members, you elect assembly members, but you don't elect MMDCs. So if we agree that that's the way forward, as you said, we could take it one step at a time. But I also have to draw your attention to the fact that if you make it non-partisan, the other aspect is that you may have 20, 30 candidates all trying to be MCs. If you look at what is happening now, even within MPP itself, there are places where there are 15 or 20 applications. But if we were to make it partisan, then the party will be constrained, will be forced to present only one candidate. If there are a few independent ones, fine. But if you open the floodgates that it's time for anybody to contest for MMDC, the number may be holding, but we should all sit down and see the way forward, especially building the consensus and letting both sides know that this is the way to go. Just recently, we saw the elections in the UK. Very, very streamlined, very meticulous, and very useful for the democracy. I don't see why we should be lagging behind in this aspect. There are several benefits in electing MMDCs. And it's still on the table, and we are hoping that we'll build consensus to be able to move forward.
Yes. Very well. I can ask you about your CV. On your last, your referees, number 11. Your referees. Number 2, His Excellency Papa Uzankuma. Oh, no, he pronounced it Papa.
Papa.
Uzankuma.
Uzankuma.
High Commissioner of Ghana to the UK.
Yes.
13 Begeb. Is he still the High Commissioner to UK?
Yes, please. He has been nominated. He's gone through orientation.
So is he the High Commissioner as of today?
No, probably. Is it designate?
I should be asking you that.
In fact, they are commissioning, the president is commissioning them tonight. But for the records, as at the time I did it, he had not yet to be commissioned. Yes.
So probably High Commissioner designate or past High Commissioner. Either of them will fit.
Yes.
Right. Yes, I'll allow 2 each from other side, and then those who didn't ask questions, the last person, I'll give you priority. Yes, after that I'll go to Giselle. You ask question of the other ones, right?
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Chairman. Chairman, I will still ask my question, even though the Honorable OB has been answering to the title of Senior Deputy Minister, knowing very well that it's unconstitutional for him to engage in that conduct. Because there's no such title. There's no such title as Deputy Senior Minister, but he's been responding to the rendition of his title. But on a more serious note, one major challenge which decentralized levels of government in this country face is financing. Because we expect them to fix roads, fix bridges, fix, water systems, build schools, get hospitals working, and yet we haven't really developed a financing mechanism for decentralization. I recall that the NDC government at the time of the tenure of Seth Terkper toyed with the idea of a municipal bonds bill. I don't know if during your stay as deputy minister you came across any discussion about the municipal bonds bill. If you did, what action you took, or if you haven't done anything, whether you want to look it up and see if it is something that we could work on, because a major problem with decentralization is fiscal decentralization, which we keep singing but not doing much about.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, as you said, some of the assemblies are not too well endowed, and most of them would want other avenues to be able to raise revenue, to be able to carry out their duties, the projects, programs, etc. At least I know that for the past 4 years, we've put in some interventions to be able to get the assemblies, have some funding to be able to carry out what they want to do. Apart from the common fund itself, if you recall, we have what used to be the FWAT, which is now the D-part. D-part, we need this assemblies assessment tool. And for that, we try to still earmark some funding for the assemblies, apart from what the common fund will send. I'm aware that this year, even around March, some funds were sent. We've tried to also encourage them to increase the IGF. But of course, the major one would be the bill, the financing bill, which would also give them the opportunity to even have borrowing powers up to a certain level, of course with the approval of the Minister of Finance. That bill has gone to Cabinet. I'm sure the new minister would also have a look at it and get Cabinet approval so that the bill is brought to Parliament, and that will enhance the opportunity for assemblies to be able to find money to be able to carry out their programs and their projects. But a lot of funding has gone to the assemblies. Apart from what I've said, if you look at the whole focus of the President's vision, one district, one factory, planting for food and jobs, one village, one dam. Even on our side, we have the Ghana Secondary Cities project, $100 million project, which is running for 5 years. And then also the Ghana Ghana Productivity Net program, which is also a $60 million project with Minister of Gender. So what we need to do is to still have these assemblies to be very resourceful. The policy of local economic development has been developed. It's now one of the tracks in the whole decentralization policy and strategy. So more or less, we are also aware that indeed we have to make the districts and the municipalities attractive enough for investors to also come in. And that is the way forward, except that all the fingers are not equal. Some are more endowed than others. For some assemblies, we may have to do more or be more strategic for them to be able to also break even.
Yes. Anybody from the minority side? Very well, Honorable.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, with your permission, wants to find out from the honorable nominee, since he worked at the local government ministry as deputy minister in the last administration of the president, if he can give us the costs of fumigating our markets when COVID hit, and the purpose of the fumigation, given the fact that the United Nations and other agencies revealed, health-related agencies revealed that this fumigation really had nothing to do with COVID. The costs and the purpose of the fumigation, if he knows. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Chairman, I would not have the figures here to give the cost because they were in phases. And the first time that it was mentioned was at the press conference by Honorable Minister Hajima Mahama, August 2020. I think that was the first phase or so. I don't have the figures. And I'm sure if we ask the minister a question in Parliament, he can bring all the details. I don't want to start mentioning figures when I don't have the details. It will be very unfair. For how useful the fumigation was, I think it was very useful. For every district, every corner, over 1,500 markets were fumigated. We went to churches, mosques, marketplaces. A lot was done, and I think that if anybody should say that it was not useful because the World Health Organization was saying so, I would disagree with that person. Indeed, it really helped us in checking this whole COVID menace. And sometimes when you get a bit comfortable, you be tempted to say that, oh, after all, it wasn't that threatening. But at that time, it was very serious, and we had to take very serious measures to be able to address it. So I would not agree that it wasn't useful.
Chairman, with your indulgence, Honorable nominee, what the Honorable Suhini is seeking is to demand information from you. In your answer, you are suggesting that he can come by way of question. You are a long-standing member of this committee and a respected member of the committee. Afford him that privilege, that information, he needs it for the purpose of your scrutiny as deputy minister at that ministry, in order to understand what you know about that particular activity and how much it costs the state. So, Chairman, differing as to question time, I don't think that is good enough. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair. I'm sorry if I've created the impression that I have the information, but I will not give. I'm sorry if I've created that impression. It's not for me to create that impression at all. What I'm saying is that I cannot sit here and make up numbers. I don't have the figures. The first figure that we had was when the minister had a press conference and said that thus far we have spent some money. As we speak, the auditors are on it.
But do you remember that figure?
The first figure?
Yes.
She mentioned it as 76 million.
Okay.
But we've gone beyond that.
Okay.
Beyond that, I don't have...
Will you provide the numbers to this committee, Chair?
No, that would be for the minister to bring those numbers. It's not within my power to say that.
Is it not within your knowledge, Chairman?
Knowledge is different from power. And as I speak,
I like that.
As I speak, all those figures will have to be put up. And I'm sorry if I said that instead of giving you the answer, go and ask the question. That is not impressive at all.
I wish to thank the minority leader for helping with...
Well, you are supposed to be my friend.
Supposed to. With some clarity.
You are supposed to be my friend.
Yeah, you are my friend. I don't know what you think of me, but I think of you as a friend.
We do good days.
Right.
except that you sought to challenge the, the claims by experts that fumigation had nothing to do with COVID. You are arguing that it helped in the fight against COVID, but the experts at the time, and I'm sure it is still the prevailing knowledge, indicated that fumigation had nothing to do with the fight against COVID.
Well, as I said, as far as we are concerned, it helped us, and we were not the only country to have pursued that path. Even developed countries felt that it was way to go. So we cannot spend the time in debating whether it helped us or not. But as far as we are concerned, we thought it was very useful.
Well, we'll follow up for the total cost, though. But let me go to my next question. I have here with me a list of 1,486 different companies that engage in constructing various facilities across the country in almost every district of Ghana. Many of these facilities were 14-seater, 20-seater, and 16-seater public toilets. Now, these companies were said to have been engaged by a company known as Messiers Ghana First Company Limited. And Messiers Ghana First Company Limited were introduced to the district assemblies by the Ministry for Water Resources, Ministry of Sanitation and Water Resources, and the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. Mr. Chairman, with your permission, I will just share portions of the introductory letters to the ministries. First, the one for Sanitation and Water Resources, the relevant portion for me says, the Ministry of Sanitation and Water Resources has subjected the facility to technical and financial reviews, and its viability and sustainability is not in doubt. This was from the Ministry for Sanitation and Water Resources. That from the Ministry of Local Government, signed by your good self, Honorable Obiamwa, is short. With your permission, Mr. Chairman, I'll read the full letter. Yes. Dated 9th August 2017, letter of introduction, Ghana First Company Limited. Please kindly find attached a self-explanatory request from Ghana First Company Limited. The company is proposing to enter into a PPP arrangement with the Metropolitan Municipal and District Assemblies and request to formally engage you in this venture. We have no objection to the request to engage the MMDA subject to the laid down procedure for the PPP program. You are kindly requested to accord the company the necessary courtesies towards facilitating the ventureship. Please do not hesitate to contact the Chief Director of the Ministry for clarification or direction. We count on your cooperation. Signed, Honorable Obiamwa, MP, Deputy Minister for the Minister. Now, these projects are at various levels of completion across the districts. The companies that were engaged sank their monies into putting up these projects. Ghana First Company Limited seem to have disappeared into thin air, and they do not know where to go for their monies. I'm talking about these 1,486 companies. They do not know where to go for their monies. They do not have funds again to complete these resources. Mr. Chairman, will the honorable nominee explain to us what went into the consideration to introduce this company that has turned out to dupe these 1,486 companies across the country?
Well, I'm glad that you read the full letter that I wrote, because I remember when the Honorable Minister appeared, or when the Minister for Water and Sanitation Designate appeared, you read only part of the letter. The company approached the ministry. On several occasions, what we told them was that we don't want to engage them in such transaction as the mother ministry. If they have any transaction which they think is laudable enough, they should approach the assemblies. Based on that, I wrote that letter. That is all that we did. As for the letter from Water and Sanitation, I cannot speak for them. That is all that we did. And indeed, without prejudice, because this matter, the National Security is investigating. We've sent a report to the Office of the President. Police CID is involved. The first Ghana has not vanished. They haven't vanished, as far as I'm aware. Just the past few weeks, they've even been meeting the minister as to how to mitigate what is going on. Indeed, we also have a claim against them. If I say we, the assemblies. Well, what did they do? They approached the assemblies that give us land, and then we will secure funding to put up these facilities so that you can have your share of the proceeds. So in the first place, some lands were taken from the assemblies. In some places, I'm aware that some facilities were even broken down for them to have access to the land. Halfway, they contacted all those people to build. The assemblies didn't go for the contractors. They brought their own contractors to build. And they said they should use their money to build. They should get to about 60%, and then they will pay them. Show them what they thought was approval from commercial bank, and some loans that they said they were even taken from outside Ghana, Germany, etc., etc. At the end of the day, some of the projects are still hanging, and it's not, my constituency is even included. So at the end of the day, we are chasing them to make sure they complete the project because our lands are involved. And two, it got to a point, so here, listen very well. It got to a point when we even wanted to intervene, they sent us very strongly worded letters that this is a private venture. We should not get involved because they engage the contractors and they have paid some money to the contractors. They brought us a whole list of what they had advanced to the contractors. So they don't see why we should be involved, even though we said that we had interest in the first place because the lands were our lands, and two, the contractors had to be protected, even though we did not engage them or sign any contract with them. So that is where it is. But as I said, the security agencies are investigating, and I should be careful in not making any comments that will prejudice the whole thing. But as I said, even since the minister came, they've had meetings with them, and because the minister wants to know the way forward as to how we address all this whole thing.
So what due diligence, a follow-up question, what due diligence was done by your ministry before these introductory letters were written for this company, for which, innocent contractors believed that they were entering into a genuine partnership with them? What due diligence did you do?
Well, in the first place, as I said, we didn't write letters. We only wrote a letter and asked the assemblies.
When I use letters, I'm referring to the other one from the ministry.
I said I cannot speak for them.
Yes.
We asked the assemblies that make sure that you go through the process, including the PPP arrangement. And that should also let you know that we expected them to do some kind of due diligence. The reality is that, unfortunately, contractors felt that it was bonanza. I heard everybody was carrying his everything to go and sign agreement with them. And we hear you are awarding contracts, we want to also build. And eventually, this is what has happened. If we were to award a contract, if we would have gone through that process. Our challenge was the fact that we want to build facilities that will benefit the communities. Just give us what you have, vacant land. We will build. When we build, we share the proceeds. People were building. They were building. Some places, what was a bit worrying was that every corner you saw them building. Every corner. And the contractors were chasing them. And some places they've built to a certain level. They brought us lists to show that they were paying them. But it got to a point we saw that they were stuck. And then even the police came in. Some of the directors were even detained. I can let you know. And some of us were even interviewed. We told them what had gone on. It's not that anybody had any interest whatsoever, whether monetary or whatever. We thought that it was genuine arrangement. If the assemblies were interested, they could go ahead and deal with them. This is where it has reached.
Yes, Giselle.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is the heckler chief. He gave us a baptism of fire when we came on the appointments committee in the early days. Now we are used to him. Thank you. Just one or two questions I'd like to ask. With your experience in local government, at what point will a review of the whole decentralization system be necessary? Or has there ever been such a review ever since there was decentralization introduced into Ghana?
Well, I don't know, Mr. Chairman, I don't know the extent to which you want to appreciate review. As far as I'm concerned, we came to meet a policy which covered a review of the whole process. It ended in 2019. We've started a new policy, 2020 to 2024, which will also make sure that we push this whole process forward. And before we do that, we make the relevant review, look at the shortfalls and the challenges, and then how to also push the policies. So as far as I'm concerned, with the decentralization policy, a review has been done, and we've started implementing the current policy, as I said, which is 2020-2024, and the fact that we still want to deepen democracy. So you have the 6 areas that we are looking at. This time we've included local economic development because we think it's a major issue, income earning, employment, developing the districts, rural development, a key part, and then popular participation. So we've put it all together, and probably I'll give you a copy of the policy for you to look at and review, which is also part of the whole process.
Thank you. Now, my second question is relating to that. In my constituency, I'll just give you an idea of some figures of some electoral areas and the number of assemblymen, elected assemblymen who are there. One town has 18,944 and it has 8 electoral areas. Another town has 18,842 and has 4 electoral areas. Another one has 10,722 and has 1 electoral area. Looking at the figures I've just given, at what point is there going to be a review vis-a-vis local government and whether with the EC or whoever to kind of realign some of these figures because they are not realistic. One elected assemblyman overseeing 10,000 or 8,000 people over a certain geographical area, wide area, it is something that he cannot handle. Plus, he doesn't even earn the salary. That's another matter. And no motorbike.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That's a very good observation. The electoral areas are created by the Electoral Commission, and indeed, they've even moved forward. It was far worse than this. If you take the major cities, Accra, Kumasi, etc., you had an electoral area which was even bigger than the whole constituency. So some electoral areas have been created, and we've reached a certain figure. It's a case that we can still make to them, so that obviously one person representing 10,000 or more makes it very difficult for him to operate. So we can still look at some of these areas and then impress upon them to see whether they can create additional electoral areas, even though they always complain that it's at a cost to them. It's the way to go, and I agree with you that we should be able to let them know that there's still some work to do.
Because if you want it to be effective, then it has to be, and I hope that it will be in this your 4-year term, because if it's not, I mean, 8,000, one person handling 8,000 people without a salary, but assemblymen are not paid. And to be fair to them, that's another system allowance of 90 CDs meeting. That's another matter altogether. And I'm sure every elected assemblyman will realize that at some point, is it even worth all the worry and the hassle?
I agree with you. We'll sit down with the electoral commission. As I said, we've gone far enough, but they can still look at some of these situations. Accra was worse. You could have a big area and they will tell you 6 electoral areas. Thankfully, when we broke Accra into pieces more or less, creating more assemblies, etc., they've been pushed into to create more electoral areas. So we can look at it.
Thank you. Honorable Jare. We should move on. Very well. Honorable Neil Antevanda.
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much for the opportunity to ask my very good friend and brother, local government colleague. Yes. My senior member of the local government committee until recently, I want to take you to a very important issue in local governance, which is accountability. As part of the principle of accountability under the local governance system, assemblies are supposed to hold budget hearings and town hall appraisal of fiscal allocations to the assembly. So, for example, your assembly, Okuapem South, supposed to hold a meeting before the presentation of budget. They're supposed to hold a meeting to tell the people how much they receive from the common fund, from DPAT or any other fund. Always. But over the years, these assemblies have not been responsive to this principle. What will you be doing with all your experience in the local government ministry to ensure that this particular responsibility of the assemblies is adhered to?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As you said, we've been working on local governance together. One time, Deputy Minister, and now I don't know whether you are still the ranking. Yes. But if you look carefully, in 2016 we passed the Local Governance Act, and under section 41 talks about participation in bylaws and fee-fixing resolutions. So under the law, they are required to engage stakeholders. And indeed, it's one of the triggers for the DPAT arrangement and funding. So if you don't prove that you've gone through this process, you'll be sanctioned and you may lose part of the funding because you will then not qualify when it comes to the measures that will be looked at. So I would say that at least in my stay in the ministry, it's been something that we have been pursuing, and as far as we are concerned, it's a trigger for us to say that you are running the assembly well or you are not running the assembly well. Because there's a whole session on participatory governance at the local level. And beyond engaging them, notices, even information van, etc., they are all part of the process which is listed here. And we say that it's something that we expect them to do, something that we monitor. Those who don't do it, we sanction them according to the act and everything. So probably that is the assurance that I can give on behalf of the minister. But the Local Governance Act is supposed to be followed, and we are making sure that they do it.
As a follow-up to that one, you acceded to the fact that all the fingers are not equal. So, for example, Adanse West Assembly will not have the same sort of support or IGF like Adanse East or Equiapim North. Will you then agree that in order for us to fast-track development in especially the rural area, our formula for the disbursement of the common fund should also look at areas where there is poverty, issues of lack of development, lack of facilities, so that those areas can catch up with the urban centers in terms of development with the provision of adequate resources.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think the Honorable Minister, when he appeared before this committee, also agreed that we have to look at the formula. Because if you talk only about compliance, without looking maybe at the needs, you may end up shortchanging some less endowed assemblies or districts. So it's a very good point, and I think the minister has also made that point, and I believe that we can follow up on it. And I even understand that there have been some meetings which should look more at the service delivery and the needs than the compliance. How many meetings have you held? You followed everything, so you earn more money. Probably, if you look at other aspects, some more money will go to less endowed places than just the straight thing that we've been looking at, which has more or less affected some of the assemblies.
You're done. Eric, he walked away. He just came. He can't come and jump in.
Thank you very
I'm
much,
not
Mr. Chairman, for the
recognizing you,
opportunity.
Eric. You just came in.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
thank you very much for the opportunity to ask 1.5 questions. Honorable nominee, there is a development in our district, municipal, and metropolitan assemblies. I have with me here the implementation of the medium-term national development policy framework, annual progress report 2019. And in paragraph 39, it is reported that most MMDAs spent the highest share of their revenue, the total revenue that they had in 2019, on recurrent expenditure. In fact, the report indicates that in Ashanti region, the MMDAs in Ashanti region spent 90% of their total revenues on recurrent expenditure, leaving just 10% for capital expenditure. And when you look at the figures, Ashanti region was first, followed by Northern region 80.6%, then OT region 80.5%, then Greater Accra 76.7%. But you know the common fund, as part of their revenue, is meant for development. You're also aware of the DDF. So how can we contain or correct this? Stop this. It is affecting the development of the localities. How do we address it?
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't know the report you are holding. Honorable Eric, which report is that?
An agenda for jobs, implementation of the medium-term national development policy framework, annual progress 2019, National Development Planning Commission.
It's a planning commission report.
Yes.
Yes.
And you have a copy.
Yes. Indeed, it's a challenge in some areas, but we need to validate the figures. I'm not doubting the figures at all. But if we were to spend 90% on recurring expenditure, that means that they will have nothing to show. It's something that, this is a 2019 report, it's something that the ministry should still be addressing. And I think that I'll inform the minister that this is a major issue which has been raised here. I'm sure he's already been briefed but they know the implications of not complying with the budget, either for the DPAT or for the common fund. And indeed, it's interesting, but now people want to still be appointed as MMDCs. Regional ministers and the ICCs are supposed to give reports on the performance of chief executives. Some of these things may even go against them. I'm saying may, because I don't have the authority to say that this will go against them. I say may even go against them, because if adverse reports like this are really used, then the appointing authority, who is the president, would not take kindly to some of these things. That's what I can say for now, without trying to pass judgment here.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Then the last half of the question. Honorable B, you are aware that government distributed some motor bicycles to the assembly members to enable them visit the communities and then deliver whatever policy the assembly is considering for the understanding of the people. In fact, it is to facilitate their movement up and down between the assembly and the communities. These motorbikes must be fueled, and when they break down, they must be serviced. What do you think can be done to ensure that they can buy fuel, they can also service it at regular intervals in order to enhance their performance?
Well, thank you. You said it. I'm aware that we procured motorbikes for the assembly members. And as we speak, the new members are in, and we have also initiated efforts to get them new motorbikes. Regarding how they're going to fuel the motorbikes, it comes to how maybe resourceful the individual is and how resourceful the assembly is. Of course, we may not sit here and say that every assembly member who gets a motorbike is also entitled to fuel. The financial implications will be huge. And we don't even have the authority. It's only the cabinet, Minister of Finance may be making a presentation to Parliament. But it all boils down to how resourceful the assembly person is and how resourceful the assembly is to be able to say that when we hold meetings, you come with your motorbikes, we give you TNT and we give you sitting allowance to mitigate what you're saying. So that is how we can talk about it. We cannot sit here and promise that. Indeed, I remember the last elections, the issue of whether assembly members should be paid came up, and some promises were made. But we should also know that it's in the Constitution how chief executives are to be paid and how assembly members are to be paid. Article 250. So if we don't amend that provision, we may make all the promises, but we don't have the power to say that we are paying them. The consolidated fund only caters for the chief executives. And for assembly members, it's specified that they should be paid through the IGF. And yes. I see.
Thank you very much. Now leadership.
Chairman, Honorable Obi Amwa, unlucky you, still Deputy Minister Senior. I recognize and I prayed for you, but my prayer didn't work. And I understand that I'll share the reason with you. Political party financing, what's your view on it? What do you think? Monetization of our democracy is worrying over abuse of incumbency, excessive use of money in our body politic. What suggestions do you have to improve that? Thank you, Chair.
Well, if you look at the Political Parties Act and even our Constitution, you may say that we try to streamline how political party funding should be carried out, etc. But it's quite an old document. Just recently, I think South Africa passed an act on political party financing. We should be able to look at our present situation and bring in a bill that will cater for the present situation and make sure that we comply with it. It's one thing having the laws, and another thing complying with the laws. Just recently, the EC was complaining that if they were to go strictly by the rules, most of the parties would even not exist. It's not good enough, but I think that the way to go is to have new laws on political party financing. The other aspect, which is a bit controversial, is that presidential system is very expensive. If you compare presidential system with the parliamentary system, presidential system is very expensive. Because if you're holding elections, the president is a candidate across the country. You should have his billboards in Hamilton, his posters, his T-shirts across the country. Whereas for the parliamentary system, the prime minister wins his constituency, he gets the majority. He lives in parliament, but they have their pros and cons. But part of the reason why our system appears to be expensive is the presidential system.
Thank you very much. One of the authorities of decentralization in Ghana, Professor Kwame Ahoy, in the book Decentralization Reforms in Ghana, the Experiences of the Fifth and Sixth Governments of the Fourth Republic, talks about internally government fiscal framework, intergovernmental fiscal framework, what he describes as IGFF, and an intergovernmental fiscal transfer system. Do you share those values as part of the reforms to deepen decentralization in Ghana? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. It's part of the new decentralization policy and strategy that we've just put together. Fiscal decentralization is key to decentralization. And for some of these things, that's why we have been pursuing the finance bill to be able to empower the assemblies in a far better way than what is going on now. So I don't have any problem at all with, except that I don't know all the pillars that he's standing on. But I'm saying that it's part of our policy and it's something that we're pursuing.
In assisting your minister, Chairman, I want to find out from the Deputy Minister nominee, Professor Kwame also emphasizes the quality of the human resource of the local government system. Any plans to improve that?
Well, it's interesting because I always say that for you on the other side, you always tout yourself as grassroots people and you are for the masses. But in 2016, the local governance bill submitted to Parliament. The provisions were submitted where the minimum qualification for MCE or DCE was to be minimum first degree. And somehow we did not accept it. I have the bill here. I can show you to page 111 of the bill. It said that if you wanted to be a chief executive, your minimum should be first degree, and then you should have stayed in the constituency. You should have shown that you have the management skills. Yeah, I mean, those things which, on the face of it, you could see that probably sought to exclude some persons who could also really run the assembly. But as I said, at the committee level, we did not accept it. And so now you don't need to hold certain skills before you can be appointed a chief executive. Just like the Constitution hasn't set down any criteria for educational background for a person to be a member of parliament or even a president. So that is where the challenge is. And if you don't do it for the president, the vice, the minister, the MP, why would you say that for chief executive the person should have a minimum first degree before he can run the district.
Chairman, when it comes to law, I know my colleague is deep, but Minister Deputy Nominee, if you may recall, part of our problem when the President submitted to Parliament an amendment to Article 243, where district chief executives are appointed by the President, had to do more with the inner
It is a nightmare dealing with the filth in Accra. The gutters are choked with garbage. The streets are a jumble of filth. The beauty of the serene beaches is marred with human feces and plastics as many defecate in the open. Residents are up in arms when the situation gets out of hand.
Because of these things, you can't even stand there for even a minute. As we speak here, if the mosquitoes even refuse to breed on.
Partners in sanitation suggest alternative policy interventions.
Landfilling is not the way forward. We are recommending treatment facilities.
But in all of this, have we made gains in the sector?
How can you have a people who have a lot of dignity and still practicing open defecation?
The task facing Ghana to achieve SDG Goal 6 on clean water and sanitation for all is Herculean and riddled with equally complicated hurdles. Join us every
this debate which has gone for some time, whether even there should be capping at the Supreme Court level, all these things, they were captured in the Commission's report, and we need to have a look at them and see how we can make progress. As it is, it's on paper, and we haven't made any progress.
Chairman, appreciated. I'm concluding because my view is that you should have grown beyond senior deputy minister since you haven't been able and you are still there with us. I wish you well. But the matter that the Honorable Suhini raised, just for purpose of guidance, in your letter of 9th August 2017, in introducing that PPP partnership on the Ghana First Company Limited, these were your words. These were your words. You are kindly requested to accord the company the necessary courtesies towards facilitating the ventureship, unquote. But this is where my interest is, so that you can do a follow-up and appreciate how far that was implemented. Your words. We have no objection to the request to engage the MMDAs, and Chairman, this is my emphasis, subject to the laid down procedure for the PPP program. Will you assure this committee that you evaluate this relationship of the other PPP partnership in order just to satisfy yourself whether the laid down procedure for PPP were respected by the respective assemblies? Can I have that assurance from you? Thank you, Chair.
Well, I assist the minister in running the ministry, or I've been nominated to assist the minister in running the ministry. So I cannot sit here and say that I'm giving assurance on behalf of the ministry or the minister. But as I said, there are several layers of interrogation on this matter as to whether the assemblies complied with the PPP arrangement, as to whether the private partners also complied with their side of the bargain. All those are issues. And going forward, it's obvious that as at that point, which if you give benefit of the doubt to the assemblies, as at that point, PPP was only a policy. But we in Parliament now have passed the whole act on PPP, which makes it more binding and which was evaluating what has gone on.
So to end it shortly, those affected contractors, what message do you have for them? Those who sunk money into these projects.
I remember,
on the basis of relying on the trust and strength of your letter, what assurance do you have for them? Thank you, Chair.
Mr. Chairman, as I've said, the minister has started engaging Ghana First. But I remember very well that we engaged the contractors several times, and we made them aware that as far as we are concerned, it's a private arrangement between them and Ghana First. And if they were even to sue, we will be interested in helping them recover what has been sunk in. Because Ghana First was always, they published a full-page advert telling us that we are trying to interfere in their arrangement because it's a private arrangement.
And Minister,
even though
hold it there. I have a difficulty accepting the second leg of your argument. You see, the word PP as used in your letter, is there public in it? There is public. So yes. Who is the public?
That's what I'm saying, that for the public, the assemblies gave land for the facilities to be constructed on the land. Now, if you take my land and you say that you put up a facility, you secure a contractor, and you pay part of the money to the contractor, and you don't give me back the facility, I have interest in what has gone on, and I have every right to take you on. But our lien would only end at the land that we gave you and how you have used the land. But I'm saying that I know that towards the last elections, there were these calls that the government should pay the contractors. Government should pay the contractors because But the government indeed had not engaged the contractors. The contractors, they were...
You leave it there. I don't want to engage in banter on this. You know I have respect for you. I'm saying that by your letter, there is a PP. One of the P's is public. So the strength of that other public, by my assumption, rebuttable as it may be, was on the strength of your letter, a partner for the public was facilitated by your letter. Is it right in saying that?
No, I will not really accept that. Because in the first place, beyond the letter, there were agreements, copious agreements, signed by parties, with the recitals and everything. And based on the agreements, they went ahead to execute what they wanted to execute. Some, now that even Ghana First is saying that some contractors owe them, they want to take their money. So if anybody will say that on the strength of this introduction to the assemblies, that this is what they want to do, find out whether it's feasible or not. And you say that based on that, you'll be engaged as a contractor, so government should come and pay you. If you put it that way, it becomes a bit difficult. We have interest, we know the contractors have interest, and
we will be interested in you ensuring that Ghana First Company is pursued.
Yes.
The investigation should get to a logical conclusion.
Certainly.
And those affected are given their money commensurate to the work that is done. Now my final question, Chairman, to the nominee. These Sama people, how do they call them? Samai. Chairman, my is not good. Samai people, those trained on the sanitation model. You remember myself and you, I should recognize what role you played. When we're trying to pass the Youth Employment Act, our anticipation was that you develop the sanitation model. Don't you think that that category of people should be half off and they can be compensated for adequately by the Youth Employment Act, instead of the status where many of them have passed out, they are still at home, they don't know their fate, they don't know where they will be employed, yet we have a sanitation crisis as a country. What would be your take on this?
So, Mr. Chairman, I think leader is talking about YEA, employees of YEA, and whether they are permanent employees or temporary ones, and how to deal with the situation. Probably if YEA were to come in, we could have a look at it. But my understanding is that some persons have been put on the payroll, and based on the work that they do, they are paid. Except that as to the challenge is the regularity of funding for some of these programs, and it tends to more or less reduce the impact that we expect to have as far as youth employment is concerned. But having it off or scrapping it all together, we need to sit down and look at it carefully.
Chairman knows I'm a final. I always come to persuade him. These regional coordinating councils that your ministry and regional organization were building in the new regions, have you visited any of the sites as a deputy minister? Have you visited any of the sites like Northeast at Nalirgo area there? I hear one of the district assemblies is still in the hotel. Are you aware of that?
As far as I'm concerned, no assembly is in the hotel. As far as I'm concerned. Yes, if you talk about districts, we visit a lot of districts. But for the creation of regions, because it was under a different ministry, a lot has been done there, but that decentralization aspect is now coming back to local government, and we will have time to look at all those things. As far as we are concerned, what was started under Ministry of Regional Reorganization and Development has gone on very well. They are at various stages of development, and we will continue from there.
So now he assumes Deputy Senior Minister Part 2. I wish you well. And
but it's a 4-year journey, so you can never tell. whether I'll still be senior deputy minister or I'll move on. And apart from that,
Is it a whisper to the president?
apart from that, I believe in teamwork. And it's a whole team.
His minister is under threat, Mr. Chairman.
You should be honored.
If that is his aspiration, his minister should look watch out.
Oh, you should be honored to be part of the team. And when the team wins, we are all happy. That's how I look at it. There are some who have served as cabinet ministers and are ready to serve in other positions. So that is how we should all look at it. You never walk alone. James Milner.
Honorable Obiamwa, you're a member of this committee, so
I'll come and sit here and vet my colleague.
I will not ask you any more questions. Thank you for attending upon the House to answer the questions. Now kindly come back and take your seat for us to do the last one.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm very grateful to my friends and colleagues on this committee.
Thank you very much. Now kindly bring in the last nominee. I'm exhausted, but... Kindly administer the oath to the nominee.
I, Tim Augustine Collins. I, Tim Augustine Collins.
Swear by Almighty God.
Swear by the Almighty God.
That the evidence I shall give before this committee.
That the evidence I shall give before this committee.
Touching the matter in issue.
Touching the matter and issue.
Shall be the truth.
Shall be the truth.
The whole truth.
The whole truth.
And nothing but the truth.
And nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Honorable Collins. Is Augustine first? Augustine Collins and Tim.
Yes. Yes, Mr. Chairman.
On behalf of the committee, we congratulate you on your nomination again as a Deputy Minister for Local Government.
Thank you so much.
Now the ministry is changed to Government Decentralization and Rural Development. So it's a new ministry, so to speak. Now, you have appeared before this committee previously. You are a fourth-term member of Parliament.
Yes.
And you've been a colleague for quite some time. I think of those of us who entered Parliament in 2009,
yes,
there are only about 5 of us still surviving here. You are one of them.
Thank you.
So you are not new to the Parliament of Ghana. Is there anything new you want to tell us? Otherwise,
thank you.
Let's hear you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, except to say that I entered politics, or I started politics as an assembly member through the engineering work of the king of my hometown, King Kesu, the council that he gave, and then one gentleman by name Nana Ajiman, also from King Kesu. And according to them, they saw a potential in me to help develop the constituency, of East North constituency. I needed a platform to advertise myself so I can have opportunity as a DC to serve them. And indeed, I did heed to that advice and then contested as an assembly member, and I won. And Indeed, in 2 years thereafter, I caught the eye of His Excellency, the former President, John Ajikun Kufuor, who nominated me as the District Chief Executive, and I had approval and became the first District Chief Executive to have come from the Offensive North constituency, the whole North tradition. Mr. Chairman, through a dint of hard work and with extensive collaboration efforts between myself and my 2 members of Parliament, namely the Honorable Dr. Apreku and Honorable Safu, the late Safu, we did a lot of interventions, critically in the areas of agriculture. Within 5 months of being in office as a chief executive, I had raised hundreds of thousands of seedlings of oil palm, cocoa, and citrus in all the 25 electoral areas. Indeed, I was aimed at giving practical means of poverty reduction strategy. And I used the power vested in me as a chief executive, engage 500 people, 20 from each of the 25 electoral areas, and then we paid them to support the farmers to plant, making sure that whatever quantums of seedlings that we raised at that time get to the farmers and get planted. Indeed, it did a lot of work and impact. Mr. Chairman, apart from that, with the collaboration of my MPs, we also work to have the Offensive South constituency elevated into a municipal status, and then Offensive North as a district. I moved in that, and then all the things that I did endeared me to the heart of the people of Offensive North, including His Excellency, the former president. So I stood on the ticket as a member of parliament for MPP, and I won. And from 2009 to date, I have been a member of parliament for Offensive North. Mr. Chairman, in 2017, when the MPP won power, I had the privilege and honor to be invited by the Mr. President to support my minister. What I was doing in Offensive North, trying to raise seedlings of oil palm, cocoa, and all that, to support my minister in collaboration with the Minister for Food and Agriculture to replicate it in all the districts, so that we work hard to establish a sustainable raw material base for His Excellency's vision on decentralized industrialization agenda, and something which I did with Renel. And that collaborative effort between my minister, Honorable Hajia, and Dr. Usu Efiri gave birth to something we call the Planting for Export and Rural Development, which was a diversification agenda in that rural economy, trying to develop about 6 tree crops to the level akin to cocoa. The crops include mainly cashew, oil palm, coconuts, coffee, and all that, so that it will not only create jobs, but then it will also help, apart from giving sustainable raw material to drive the decentralized industrialization agenda, some kind of mitigating measures to address the effect of the climate change. Mr. Chairman, and I'm here before you again to be vetted, so that I can continue to support my minister to drive the vision of Excellency the President on local government. So, Mr. Chairman, I am here before your committee to do just that. Thank you.
Yes, yes, Honorable Ajari.
Short answers, okay.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Honorable Ntim, congratulations on your nomination.
Thank you, dear.
As a country, we pride ourselves in decentralization. Will you agree with me if I say that decentralization without financing is meaningless.
Yes.
And then look at that vis-a-vis how our MMDAs are ill-resourced. What are you going to do in helping your minister to ensure that this menace is a thing of the past in our bid to deepen our democracy?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, it is true. In our quest to develop our local areas requires that we look at issues of financing and, of course, sustainable one. And we cannot continue to depend on what the central government will release to the assembly by way of district assembly common fund. Within the local governance system, the various assemblies, we have the potential in terms of property rates and all the revenue items. What we need to do is to develop the capacities of the assemblies for them to appreciate the need to be able to collect sufficient tax, to be able to implement their medium-term expenditures, payments, and all that. And something we have done with digitization and then identification of the property rates and all that, I believe that with time we'll be able to get there. Secondly, the focus of the ministry through the working through the assemblies has to do with galvanizing the people to own an enterprise, so that with that enterprise, the people there will earn a living, and then they will be positioned enough to be able to honor their tax obligations, because the people will be financially inclusive. When that is done, I think that the assemblies will be well galvanized enough to be able to garner resources to undertake most of the resources that we expect them to do.
Next one. We all know that the Ministry of Local Government has direct supervisory role over the MMDAs. Sanitation is a challenge. I know that there is a ministry for sanitation, but you supervise them directly. What are you going to do differently to ensure that sanitation, poor sanitation, which is an albatross on our necks, is actually dealt with properly?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You are right. Sanitation is a major issue confronting most of our municipalities. And it is the wish of Mr. President that we address critically the issues of sanitation so that environments will be secure. And for that matter, as you rightly said, it's Ministry for Sanitation has been. They are in charge of coming out with all the policies regarding sanitation management and all. That notwithstanding, all the programs, intervention, eventually finds expression at the stage for implementation. And for that matter, local government cannot exonerate itself. What we are doing, and then we continue to support the Honorable Minister, is to continue to develop the capacities of the assemblies in terms of logistics, and then appreciating the role they have to do in terms of helping clean the environment, so that at least the expectation of people like you and the citizens of Ghana, as far as sanitation is concerned, will be met. Thank you.
My last question. What is your take on resourcing assembly members to do their work efficiently?
Yes, it is germane. It is correct that if you really expect an excellent performance from your client, then you need to develop the capacity, you need to provide the resources. And this is exactly what the Ministry of Local Government over the years has been doing. They need to interact more frequently with the people under their jurisdictions. And some of them have to travel far to be able to reach out to them. So as a ministry, we've been consistently providing them with transport, motorbikes. Last time we provided each of the assembly members. I mean, we procured about 10,000 of them, provide them so as to ease their mobility challenges, and then they will be able to interact more frequently with the people they control. And I think we continue to support the minister to do just that.
This is a follow-up because a follow-up. Last one I've tried. Today I've given you a lot of time. So let me take this one last question. It is correct that you give them motorcycles. We all know that motorcycles on their own cannot move. They need fuel to move.
You're right.
They need allowances to meet all these people, to organize their meetings. What will you do to ensure that at least these assembly members get some fuel, get some allowances in organizing their people that they need to meet? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm happy you mentioned the word allowances. It is consistent with the provisions of the Act 936. And then the ministry is also working hard, developing the capacities of the assemblies to be able to generate more. If they are able to generate more, then they'll have more access to resources to be able to implement most of their development plans, and then have enough resources to be able to pay them commensurate allowances to ginger them to be able to perform. This is something we are going to form that strong team to support our minister to do more. Thank you.
Yes. Yes, Zera.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon, Mr. Nominee. Congratulations on your nomination.
Thank you, Honorable.
Mr. Nominee, my first question has to do with our MMDs. You know, most of them are struggling to carry out their developmental objectives, and they seem, as they go along, to be constrained by the arm of central government. Sometimes programs are hoisted on them that do not align with their own local developmental issues. What will you do in consultation with your sector minister to make the MMDs more independent so that their development projects can be tailored towards their localities?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, the MMDs are a program to deliver certain sets of public goals, and they do so within the framework of the district plans. And these district plans, the Ministry of Local Government, we supervise that in accordance with the directions and the visions of Mr. President. So therefore, in as much as we want to reduce the level of interference, we also make sure that they operate within the visions and the principles of Mr. President in trying to reach out to all the people of Ghana in terms of development according to the intents and purpose of his vision. And that is exactly what we do, not necessarily interfering in doing anything, but we also work to ensure that they work within the framework of their own district medium-term expenditure agreement and annual budget. And we only supplement and monitor to ensure that they don't go out of their own expenditure framework. Thank you.
Thank you. My next question has to do with the Department of Parks and Gardens. Department of Parks and Gardens. It's one of the departments under your ministry, and they seem to have gone extinct in this country. Recently, I drove past the DVLA headquarters, Swigback Road, and I think I saw some form of development going around there where the Regional Parks and Garden is located. And I was asking myself, what's going on here? Because I saw trees being felled, the sand is being moved. What will you do as Deputy Minister to ensure that we regain the glory that this the beautiful department used to offer the people of this country?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, it is true that the services provided by the Department of Parks and Gardens They are so relevant, so important in the sense that they seems to broaden the aesthetic values of the cities and all that. And for that matter, we need to support them. As you rightly said, they are up and doing, but their activities are only limited to extend to the nationals and the regionals. I want to agree with you that we need to help to decentralize the activities of parks and gardens to the districts and the municipalities so that they'll be able to afford guidance in terms of the beautification, the aesthetics, and the way we plan things. So this is a vision that my minister has given an indication to pursue. And we're going to form that strong team to be able to support him to achieve that. Thank you.
Thank you. My last question is to do with the naming and street naming and property naming. I think the framework was started sometime in 2011 and it's gone far, but some properties and streets still remain unnamed and unnumbered. Will you be able to give us some timelines when you can ensure that the entire country, we keep hearing our vice president telling us about digitization and going digital, and without street addresses, I mean, digitization will be only halfway. So if we want the entire country to move along that agenda, it means we need to carry this project along across the country. Can we get any timelines on when this can be done?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I agree with the honorable member, the need for us to intensify our approach to the digitization and all that. But as you do know, issues of timelines, per the description portfolio, I'm to deputize, I'm to assist my honorable minister. And I need his concurrence to be able to give that timeline. So, honorable, I think I'm not going to say that you may file a question, but I think that it is within the domain of the honorable minister to tell you emphatically when we'll be able to reach out to the entire length and the breadth of the country. But as you also indicated, this vice president office is so committed to the issues of the street naming, digitization, that so it's given the presidential fiat. We hope that in no good time we will be able to reach out to the entire country. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Honorable.
Thank you, Chairman. Honorable Isinti,
yes,
congratulations.
Thank you.
Just want to find out from you on the status of these projects, which are very dear to my heart. The Takoradi Market Circle project is about 180 million euros.
Yes.
The Kumasi Central Market Phase 2 project is also about 248 million euros. Sword was cut on the 2nd of May 2019 for the Kumasi one. What is the status, please?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, the Kumasi Market Projects Phase 1 is completed, and then it's handed over to the Assembly, and then it's been implemented. Workers, workers are all that, they are using it. The Takoradi
Kumasi Phase 2.
And then the Kumasi Phase 2 has also started. We had some few challenges with respect to evacuating some of the traders who were the original occupiers of the lands and all that. We needed time to address some of the challenges in relation to utility, the service and all that. Now it's been resolved, and then the contractors are just moved site. With regards to the Takoradi market, same thing, the cabinet agreements on it. Cabinet and both Parliament has given an approval, and the contractor has conducted the initial feasibility works, and they are on site. And I believe that very soon that project will also take off. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Chairman, I wish him well. Thank you.
Thank you. So,
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Honorable nominee, you touted your performance and talked of how it helped to catapult you into your current position as Member of Parliament in the constituency in the Ashanti region. Whilst you were doing that, a constituent sent me pictures of Akrofua DA School. Akrofua DA School. Are you aware of that school?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, but unfortunately that village you are talking about is not part of my constituency. It is in Offenso South. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
But the indication is that it is near the Asampanaye community, which is in your constituency, and you did visit there during campaigns and promised to fix the school, and the school is still looking up to you. It's actually a death trap. It's operating from, ramshackle plywoods put together. Yes, and according to your constituent, you promised to fix it, and they're still looking up to you to come and assist.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It is true that there are some communities who are in dire need of projects like the schools and all that. And I have promised to fix them. And the assurance is that I'm going to do it. But Mr. Chairman, the Akrofua he's mentioned is still not part of my constituency. It's within the official side.
Chairman, I have a difficult, Honorable Deputy Minister nominee. You are Deputy Minister of State. Your answer should go above constituency. If for nothing, this Assembly Common Fund, you can make recommendation in pursuit of free compulsory basic education for this particular education infrastructure to be fixed. You are to serve the people of Ghana, not just your constituent. So if you want narrow capacity representative as MP, minister, higher level, so come again.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, leader, the question was constituency specific. He did mention a community within offensive traditional areas, specifically Akrofua. That's why, Mr. Chairman, I provided constituency specific response to that question. Thank you.
You, okay, this is on a lighter note. Nana Kwekubonsam is from your constituency. And the indication was that with his spiritual powers, he intended to contest you in the last elections and to replace you as the Member of Parliament for the area with spiritual help, as he put it at the time. Is it the case that you are more spiritual than he is? Because in the end, the indication is that he didn't even file to contest. What happened?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, as you rightly said, Kwekubonsam is a constituent. It's a constituent, and then somebody who has also contributed his quota in some of the constituencies. He is right. He has the right and the complement to contest me for the position of Offensive North parliamentary candidacy. But at the end of the day, the good people of Offensive North spoke, and the verdict is clear. And the verdict is that they still need me to represent them as a member of parliament, and they will continue to support me. And
it was not a battle of spiritual powers, but a battle of the people's voice.
Right. Rightly so, Mr. Chairman. It wasn't a battle of spiritual, but it was a battle of competence and then the people's choice. And the people accepted me, and they had a lot of confidence in me. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, because you worked as Deputy Minister in the last administration, I think it's appropriate if I ask you to explain to this committee if it was a government or government decision for municipal chief executives and district chief executives to execute projects through parliamentary candidates of the New Patriotic Party or in the name of parliamentary candidates of the New Patriotic Party, and if this was sanctioned at the level of the ministry, because it was all over the country where New Patriotic Party parliamentary candidate, were those put forward as those initiating and cutting sword for construction of projects and commissioning some projects that were executed by the Assembly.
Mr. Chairman, I'm not aware of what the Honorable Member of Parliament for Tamale North is pontificating. What I do know is that members of Parliament and district chief executive, they are very important stakeholders in the development affairs of their district and the constituency. And as a ministry, we continue to advise and urge them to work together so that they will be able to give meaningful development to the constituents. And that is what I do know. But as to parliamentary candidate commission and all that, Honorable Suhini, I'm not aware. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, I'm going to bring the proceedings to a close in 15 minutes. So, I'll give the 5 minutes to you, then I'll bring proceedings to a close. Chairman, like me, I have like 100 questions, and you are giving me, you see, they are intimidating me with Asante Kokos. Chairman, I just want to take him to his CV. Honorable Collins, he and I have served on the health committee for long, so I really know him. You look at University of Science and Technology, 1990 to 1994, Sunyani Secondary School, 85 to 87. You see that there's a 3-year gap. Were you farming cashew?
No, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, you know the nature of the academic calendar. It's normally overlaps. So we have 1985, 1986 academic calendar up to 1987 calendar. That is a 2-year program for the advanced level certificate. So that's the entailment of that things that you see there. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
No, you see that the Sunyani Secondary School, you went there for your A-level, right?
Rightly so, Mr. Chairman.
So you see that it's from 85 to 87. I know during our time after A-level, you do 1-year service before you are qualified to go to university. Even if you add that, it still doesn't give you, it doesn't cover the gap to 1990, because your University of Science and Technology, the BSc Biological Science,
yes,
was from 1990 to 94.
Ah, okay. Mr. Chairman, it's right. After the graduating from 1987, I had to undertake the national service for 1 year. And then after that, I had some challenges. So I had to stay home for additional year before entering the university in 1990. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, if he looks at the second page of his CV, where Minister of Food and Agriculture, member of the Ministerial Advisory Board, I know you were there to advise on cashew. I mean, you know, you and I have a lot of these conversations, so do you have any special reason why the Cashew Development Board has not been established?
Mr. Chairman, as part of His Excellency's vision of using agriculture to transform the rural economy, to trigger rural industrialization, the Planting for Export and the Rural Development Program, which was launched, it was a collaborative effort between the Minister of Local Government and the Minister of Food and Agriculture. As part of the pillars, we have the 3 pillars for that program. The first pillar has to do with the on-farm support, where assemblies has to raise seedlings and then they give seedlings to the farmers and at zero cost. And then the assemblies also provide extension services to them. Then the second pillar has to do with the business support program, where the farmers are educated, and then we put them into cooperatives to be able to link up with the private sector to drive the industrialization agenda. The third pillar had to do with legal reforms. And that under that legal reforms, a bill was approved. That's the National Tree Crop Development Bill was approved by Cabinet, and then Parliament passed it. And that bill also begat the National Tree Crop Development Authority. As part of the work of the authority is to develop a framework that will look into the issues of marketing, issues of marketing, issues of licensing, issues of research and all that. So the board has to do beyond cashew, bring on board 6 additional crops so that we have one big entity overseeing the development of these crops in addition to the cashew. And the crops, Mr. Chairman, includes the cashew itself, the mango, the shea, oil palm, coffee, and coconut. So instead of coming out with just one board to look at all the issues of cashew, the minister thought that it is more apt to look into the broader framework of bringing 6 commodity chains so that it takes on board all the other issues of marketing, not only in cashew, but the remaining commodity chains. Thank you, Mr.
Chairman, he knows that since the establishment of these 3, tree crop authority, nothing significant has changed when it comes to the guaranteed pricing. You know, one of the biggest problems for you and I who are into farming is that you look at this year's pricing, you use all your energy and resources to cultivate, and then before it's time for harvesting, the prices collapse. Or some of the products, their prices will simply just collapse. And you have the glut and the struggle. So the expectation of almost all farmers is that when these authorities are established, it will behave like Cocoa Board, where it guarantees farmers some pricing to help them do planning and be able to recoup their investment. Having served on this Ministerial Advisory Board, what plans do you think the ministry has to be able to achieve this so that farmers can be guaranteed this some security in terms of their outputs?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, you're right. The authorities' focus in the thinking of the minister, it's even going to be bigger than the Cocoa Board. And that is why he's bringing on board about 5 additional crops. And it's a new establishment. And we believe that when it stands on its feet, issues of pricings will be dealt with just in the same way as that of the cocoa. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just briefly, look at the spelling of Nkrumah. I thought that if you get any spelling wrong, not that of Nkrumah, on the second page where you are talking about teaching assistant, Kwame Nkrumah, University of Science and Technology, the spelling. And then apart from that, look at the period, T.I. Ahmadiyya Secondary School, Kumasi. You were a tutor from 1997 to 2005.
Yes.
Around the same time, you were also a teaching assistant at Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. How do you explain this?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chima, it is true. Just at the same time as I was doing some teaching at the T.I. Secondary School, I also applied to the University of Science to pursue a master's program. And I had the admission, and I had the luxury and the comfort to combine the two. It's something I did with ease. So, Mr. Chairman, it is true that at the same time as I was teaching in T.I. Secondary School, at least during the tail end of my teaching, I also learning as in my master's program, and I also doing some part-time teaching as a teaching assistant in the Department of Biological Sciences. Thank you, Mr.
So it's not in Parliament alone that we do attempt, or you are attempting, or lastly, Mr. Chairman, if you look at the private sector, Collins A.C.N.C. Company Limited, what do you do? What does this company, what is it involving?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, the Collins AC&C company is essentially involved in the downstream distribution of petroleum products jointly with Vivo Energy. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, Honorable, but before I give it to the minority leader, look at your public sector work experience. Deputy Minister, 2016, January 2021. You were not a minister in 2016, please. Should be January or 2017.
Mr. Chairman, it was an error, 2017.
Very well. Yes, Honorable Minority Leader.
Chairman, I should thank you for the opportunity. The King Council, you know, I take particular interest in it because that leads me to Akumada, and then I know I'm living Ashanti for the Bono region where I get the sweet potato, mango, and others. 1D1F, have you been able to promote one in that area? Because lots of horticultural crops in that area, Nananum and others in that area should be looking at value addition of processing any of the food crops in that area. Any indication that you are providing leadership in that direction?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, in Kinkesu, it's my hometown. That's where I come from. And it's one of the important communities within the Offensive North constituency. And as part of His Excellency's vision to add value to the produce, we have programmed and positioned Offensive North to have 3 of such facilities. We have undertaken serious investment in cashew production. The idea is to lay the foundation, preparing substantial raw materials to feed into a proposed cashew processing factory, which is going to be sited in Nkinkesu. As we speak,
sited where?
At Nkinkesu.
When should they expect it? When should the community expect some work to commence on the siting of a cashew processing plant in the community you just mentioned? Thank you, Chair.
The process has already begun. As I said, the critical component of industrialization is the establishment of a sustainable raw material base to be able to do that, which over the years for the past we are working on. And then the land for that, we have also had an engagement with a strategic investor who is ready to establish that factory. Then the second has to do with tomato factory. When we talk about tomato in Ghana, the first thing that has to do with Akumadan. Indeed, to be able to develop on that, we have also, through the collaboration of the Ministry of Food and established one of the government initiative on greenhouse village. It's in Akumadan. The essence of it is to bring technology to bear on the cultivation and the development of Ghana, and also laying the foundation for the creation of sustainable raw tomatoes for the intended tomato factory that we have. Currently, there's an investor from the UK. He's also undertaking a research to get the right variety, the variety that will be suitable for value addition to be able to do that. And we are hoping that in the course of the foreseeable future, that factory will be established. Then one important town has to do with Afrancho. Afrancho is also the third biggest community in Ofinso North. As we speak, the private sector has also established a starch factory, and it's at advanced stage, over 85 to 90% complete. We are hoping that very soon the project will be completed so that the cassava farmers will also have some relief because they will have access to good markets to process the factory.
Yeah, Chairman, Mr. Nominee, your ministry is responsible for local government and rural development. One of the major social problems of our country is rural-urban migration of what is rightly described as the push and the pull factors. What drives the young girls from up north through Ulugambaga, coming through Nasia to Tamale in search of non-existent jobs. I measure performance on the streets at Kokumlemle when I see the young girls. You should drive there at night and you'd appreciate what it means to abandon home to come to Accra. And it's a scar on all of us, our conscience, that we're not doing enough as a country to provide livelihood for that category of people. Any plans to deal with the rural-urban migration menace? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. The issue of job creation to drive the agenda of rural-urban migration is also core on the implementation of programs in the Ministry of Local Government. There's a project, a well-known project we call Ghana Productive Safety Nets. It is tailor-made to create jobs for the very poor and the vulnerable within the people in the transitional zones. 80 poorest districts has been identified, and that project is supposed to provide not only the physical assets by way of construction of dams, by way of construction of feeder routes and agricultural intervention. It is designed in such a way that the delivery systems will make it possible for a retention of about 60% of the fund remaining in the constituency using a program we call labor-intensive public works. That is during the dry spells when people have to stay out of job for several months. That is where we take advantage of the productive labor to be able to construct the roads. And then we pay them. And the funds remains there. And that has a potential to address that. Linking that project is the agricultural linkages where we construct the dams and then raise the nurseries. And then we give out the nurseries to the farmers so that at the same time as we provide the dams, we also encourage them to own at least a hectare of plantation. And then it's also linked to another project we call the productive inclusions, where as a ministry we've targeted to provide 30,000 households within the scope of the project with some level of micro enterprises, and they'll give them a starter pack to start the venture. I believe that when we continue on that trajectory, a lot more of the people will want
Thank
to
you,
remain.
Chairman, and thank you, Mr. Nominee. Assembly members, do you subscribe to the proposal that they be paid a token of an allowance?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I subscribe to that, and that is exactly what the status quo. We pay them an allowances. We cannot put them on salary in the sense that it thrives on the professional skills.
Not salary, a monthly stipend. You can decide that it's not a salary, but just say that in a month, get 400 or 200 Ghana, which is better than the 90 cities they get. Where do you stand with that? Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, it's a good thing to suggest because it encourages many more people to contribute to the development of the community. In doing so, we are also mindful about the kitty. And that is why the program of local governance thrives on the professionalisms, the professional expertise of teachers, lawyers, and all that. But that notwithstanding, the ministry is providing a lot of interventions by way of enhancing revenue generation, so that when the assemblies are able to generate enough revenue, then they will be able to have enough resources to implement their medium-term expenditure framework and also be able to provide sufficient allowances to the assembly members. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
National Address Infrastructure. Have you read the Supreme Court ruling on Bodo Ayeni Richard Kwasiga on the District Assembly Common Fund to appreciate what is it that must come to the fund established within the meaning of Article 252 of the Constitution?
Mr. Chairman, I haven't read that. And then as you are mentioning it, it means that it's something that is there and it will help promote the cause of local governance.
Because the ruling is significant in appreciating how much total revenue is determined and what percentage of that revenue must be dedicated to the District Assembly Common Fund, which likely becomes a primary reliable source of revenue for your ministry and for the state. You haven't read it?
I haven't read it, but I have some information.
Will you ask the Honorable Obiamwa, the Senior Deputy Minister, to give you a copy of the ruling for your purposes?
Thank you, Mr.
You
Chairman.
need to,
I'll do that. Yes.
Because when you bring the formula, now we'll be interested in knowing what the total national revenue is. Now we'll compute a percentage of it. But do you share the view that, it used to be 5%, this Assembly Common Fund was increased to 7.5%. Because of budget rigidities, it was reduced to 5%. In order to make more resources available for local government and decentralization in Ghana, would you subscribe helping your minister to adjust it upwards from the constitutional at least 5% to something more?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, any activity that will bring liquidity in the performance of the district assembly to be able to enable them to implement developmental projects for the benefit of the community, I do subscribe. And I also do subscribe that they need to intensify their skills in the internal revenue generation so that they will be liquid enough to be able to undertake most of their development projects. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Chairman, my final one is on BEVs and DES registry. It's only in Ghana that we don't take some of these matters seriously. It only takes a mobile application installed for us to be able to monitor BEVs everywhere in the country. I mean, now with Momo and mobile money, that is the innovative. I saw in your CV, you say you are champion in innovation. So go and innovate BEVs and DES registry. Do I have your assurance?
Mr. Chairman, the assurance is that this parliament including your good self, did a great service in catching the Birth and Death Act, which seeks to decentralize the registration of birth and death, something that also seeks to deepen our process of decentralization. It's a good thing, and the assurance is that I'll support my minister.
Chairman, the nominee is still talking like he's in a biology lecture. It's of the appointments committee. I wish you well.
Thank you, Mr.
Chairman. I'm done. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much for attending upon the committee to answer our questions. You will hear from us later.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. That should bring us to the end of considerations for today. Honourable members should stay back, take decisions on the nominees now and then.